Good morning. A very warm welcome to the Sunday Morning Club. It's 7 a.m. or whatever time it is when you're watching me. I'm Faye Chappell, and I am grateful for you to have taken the time to spend a little bit of time with me. Today, we are exploring a really powerful and deeply personal idea. You may have heard me talk about it for the last couple of weeks, but my theme today, I'm calling it Beyond Let Them. It's the radical power of saying, let me, because many of us have found really great peace in the idea of letting them, right? It's a big thing with Mel Robbins now. She wrote a book and everyone's saying then letting others be who they are. But today we're exploring the essential other half of the equation, turning that permission inward. Okay, so we're going to talk about the difference between detaching from others and granting yourself permission. We're going to talk about giving yourself a permission slip, which we've talked about in the past, right? A little bit of moving your body, a little bit of mantra, and everything else. So get comfortable, take a deep breath that feels like it's just for you. Have your journal ready, and let's begin.
Welcome to the Sunday Morning Club, the place where we battle burnout and brew up bold ideas, preferably over a steamy cup of coffee. I'm Faye Chappell, and I'm your ringleader for these re-energizing Sundays. If you're ready to crack the code on resetting your mindset, rebooting your goals, and laughing a little along the way, well, you're in the right place. So let's dive in.
Okay, there's a popular and very helpful concept that encourages us to let them. Let them misunderstand you. Let them not invite you. Let them do what they do, right? It's a powerful tool, really, for releasing our need to control the outside world. And it can bring some peace. But there's a risk because if we only focus on letting them, we can also accidentally become passive spectators in our own lives. And we can become so good at detaching from what others are doing that we forget to attach to what we are feeling, what we are needing, and what we want. And that's where this principle of let me comes in. It's the courageous internal counterpart, right? It's that active voice that says, while I am letting them be, I will also let me be. I'll let me rest when I'm tired. I let me speak my truth, even if my voice starts to shake, right? Let me feel like I own my feelings without judgment. Let me change my mind. Let me choose a new path. I'm a big proponent of let me because, frankly, I'm a little bit tired of listening to let them. So if you're with me, cool. If you disagree, then move along and watch the next video. But today, what I want to do is really talk about the fact that so often we wait for permission, a permission slip, right, from the world, from a boss, from a partner, from our family, or society to do the things that we are essentially wanting to do for our own well being. So we wait for someone else to tell us it's okay to rest, it's okay to have a boundary, to want what we want, right? The let me principle is all about realizing that you are the only one who can grant yourself that permission. It's about taking back your power from the external world and placing it gently back into our own hands. It's the foundation upon which a truly authentic and joyful life can really be built. So, let's bring this into our bodies and into our minds right now, okay? Let's talk a little bit, get your journals, about the waiting game reflection, okay? So I want you to gently close your eyes, and then I want you to think about one small area of your life right now where you feel like you are waiting for permission. Permission to rest, permission to start a new creative project, permission to set a boundary. I just want you to notice the feeling of waiting, of looking outside yourself to find a green light, right? So now imagine for a moment what it would feel like if you give yourself that permission right now. Give yourself permission to do whatever it is that you want to do. You will start to feel that shift in your body. Does it feel lighter? Is it a little scary, but maybe more spacious? I just want you to notice what that feels like when you give yourself permission to do what it is you want to do. So I want you to, in your journal or on the chat, share one word that describes what granting yourself permission feels like, whether it's freeing or powerful or terrifying or just feels right. I want you to really think about that. And I want you to thank that feeling. Thank you to that feeling of freeing or terrifying, because they can also exist at the exact same time, because that's real, right? So here's the funny part. A lot of us have a tendency of waiting for permission, right? But what we realize is we kind of sometimes use it because we don't want to make a decision. So why do we wait for permission? That's just one of the reasons, right? And if it's so powerful to allow us to have permission, why is it so hard to do it? Why are we deeply conditioned to seek external validation all the time, right? A lot of it comes from childhood conditioning, right? As children, we literally needed permission for everything. It was a matter of safety and of learning the rules, and that pattern kind of got ingrained with us. You still might have children that ask permission every time they come to your house, even though they're adults, because they're used to it. There's also the fear of being selfish, right? Many of us, especially women, are taught that prioritizing our own needs is selfish. So saying let me can feel like a transgression against our role as a caregiver or as a people pleaser. I know personally it was very hard for me to allow myself to give myself permission to look after myself when I had to look after so many people that couldn't look after themselves. So it was very hard. It took me years and years to actually say to myself, I really need to do this because it needs to happen for me to feel better and to be better for other people. There's also that fear of disappointing others, right? Giving ourselves permission might mean disappointing someone else. Saying, let me rest, might mean no to a request from someone, right? And you guys know it. How many times have you been asked to go out and you really just wanted to stay home and chill, but you said yes because you didn't want to say no to them? That fear of the conflict can keep you really stuck, and you end up being very out of your element. You're tired, you're exhausted, maybe you're grumpy when you go out because it's not what you want to do. And then there's some sort of comfort, right, in blame, right? It can be strangely comfortable to wait for permission. So if we wait and it never comes, we can blame that other person or that other circumstance, right? So it's that, procrastination piece. So if we give ourselves permission and it doesn't work out, we only have ourselves to look at, which feels much riskier than actually waiting for somebody else to tell us to do it. So understanding these roots help us really have compassion for ourselves as we learn this new, more empowered way of being. There's lots of quotes on this subject. One of them I liked was from Brene Brown, and she said, authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. It really frames that let me, right, as a gentle, essentially a daily practice of choosing your true self. It's empowering. It's non-confrontational. So I really want you to think about all of this today. So grab your journal again, and I want you to write your own permission slips. We've done a sort of the same kind of thing in another segment. This is a little bit different. This is really my favorite part. I want you to grab that journal, and you are officially writing your own permission slips. Okay, so prompt 1, I want you to say, I give myself permission to feel whatever it is. So if you want me to explain it a little further, what is one emotion you often try to suppress or you judge yourself for? Maybe it's anger or sadness or jealousy or maybe even intense joy. So I want you to complete that sentence. Today, I give myself full permission to feel joy without needing to fix it or apologize or to feel anger or to feel sadness, right? A lot of us, there are days when we just feel sad. Things might not be working out. And then people will say to us, oh, just get over it. You'll be fine. But maybe you can just allow yourself. It's okay to be sad for a couple of hours. There's nothing wrong with it. So give yourself that permission slip. Number 2 prompt is I give myself permission to rest from. Okay. So What is one role or task or expectation you are carrying that is absolutely draining you? And then complete that sentence. This week, I give myself permission to rest from whatever it is, even if it's just for a little while. So maybe it's just I give myself permission to rest from cleaning the house or doing the laundry or constantly working on the same project that it's just taking too long to do. Give yourself permission to take a break because maybe you need a rest. Rest from going out with your friends, rest from cooking. Whatever it is, allow yourself to give yourself permission to stop, at least for a little bit, right? And number 3 prompt is I give myself permission to start. It's the polar opposite, right? What is one small, little, soul nourishing thing that you have been putting off, right? You were waiting for the right time or for someone else's approval, and then complete that sentence. This week, I give myself permission to start doing something just for me. This is where Sunday Morning Club happened, right? I've been thinking about it, and I obviously do the work every morning when I get up, and I just thought, you know what? I don't have time. I thought about doing it a lot of times, but I figured I didn't have time. I have so many responsibilities. And then I just decided that I would give myself permission to start every Sunday morning. I would dedicate this time that I could share what I was thinking with you guys, and I would help make a difference to someone. And I gave myself permission. And the weird thing is, I found the time, right? You always find the time when you commit to something. So think about it. So let's talk about a little bit of breath work, and let's talk about maybe today we'll do a liberating sigh, right? A sigh, as we experience, is your body's natural way of releasing tension, and it really resets the whole nervous system. And often we suppress it, right? But today we're going to give you permission to do it. So we'll take a slow, deep breath in through the nose and then a long, slow, audible sigh through the mouth. Really hear that release. I want you to let your shoulders drop as you do it. You saw me do it. I want you to feel the release. Let's do it 5 times, right? So we're going to inhale through the nose and then exhale and sigh and drop your shoulders. Use it anytime you feel the weight of expectation, yours or someone else's. So let's do it again. Inhaling through the nose. Sigh it out. Feels good, right? Inhaling through the nose. Sighing it out. 2 more times. Inhaling through the nose. Sighing it out. 1 more time. Inhaling through the nose. And sighing out. You guys go to yoga or Pilates, you know this move, you do it quite frequently in class, but I want you to think about whenever you're tense or you're nervous or the tension's building because you're worried about the things we just discussed, I want you to try this sigh breathing, right? It's very simple. There's no counts involved. Doesn't matter. You can do it as often as you want for as long as you want. You can take longer inhales and longer exhale sighs out, whatever you want to do. So let's settle in now and close your eyes. You can do it. Close your eyes. So imagine you're really in a quiet, safe room. Okay? And in a moment, a younger version of you is going to walk through the door. It could be a teenager, you as a child, or even just a year ago. A version of you who needed permission but didn't get it. See them enter the room, and they're looking a little hesitant, a little unsure, right? So I want you to walk over to them, kneel down so you're at their level, and look at them with literally pure, unconditional love. And give them permission, the permission that they were so desperately waiting for. Okay? Say silently to them, I see you. You have permission to be exactly who you are. You have permission to be loud, to be quiet, to be messy, to be brilliant. You have permission to make mistakes. You have permission to want what you want. You don't need anyone else's approval. You have mine. I've got you. Now imagine giving this younger you a warm, safe hug. I want you to feel them relax in your arm, finally feeling seen and accepted, and know that this wise, loving part of you is always available to give yourself that permission you need. You are your own sanctuary. So I want you to really breathe into that feeling of wholeness as you gently bring your awareness back to your room. This one's really powerful if you allow yourself to really think about things that you were not allowed to do, that you weren't given permission. I remember when I was growing up in school, I was very, very quiet, like painfully shy, never spoke to anyone all through school, never volunteered, never put my hand up. And I was always being pushed by my teachers because they were saying, you know, you have to speak up, you have to do this. That just wasn't who I was. And it took a long time for me to get to the point where I understood what I was and who I was. And if I didn't want to speak, I didn't speak, right? That's why I don't really go to a lot of networking events, because I'm not really a big social butterfly. I like speaking on camera. I like talking to you guys online. But if you put me in a large group, networking group, I'm just not, it's not that I'm uncomfortable. I'm just not that person. I'm not that person who wants to talk to a million people, because talking to a lot of people at the same time really exhausts me. So I need to kind of protect that energy level. So what is it that you were always told that you couldn't do, or never given permission? I want you to really think about that in that exercise that we just did, okay? So now let's embody this feeling of permission in our bodies. So I want you to, number one, claim your space, right? So we're going to do a seated cat-cow. We've done this lots of times, but place your hands on your knees. And as you inhale, I want you to arch your spine, open your chest, and take up space. And as you exhale, I want you to arch your spine, right? You exhale, round your spine, round your spine, but this time with a sense of drawing your energy inward and protecting yourself. So as you inhale, opening your chest, allowing your chest to open, allowing feelings to come in. And as you exhale, you're not being you're not being protective, other than you're being protective of yourself. You know that you don't have to do everything that everyone wants you to do. So just do this a couple of times. Cat cow seated is a really good way to start feeling good for a number of reasons. We're doing it today for a very different reason, because we're really trying to protect ourselves, to let yourself do things to make you feel better. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of an empowered twist. And you've done all these exercises at some time. We're just doing it a little differently. So as you inhale, I want you to sit tall. And as you exhale, I want you to twist to the right. So I want you to place your right hand behind you, right? Like a second spine. Sit tall and proud, and then twist and breathe here, okay? So you're going to breathe in and exhale. Breathe in again. Twist to center. Exhale. And this time we're going to go to the left. So the left hand goes behind you. Right hand goes up to your knee. You're going to twist. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, twist to the front. Okay, we'll do that one more time. So inhaling, right hand goes back, twisting to the right, just as far as you feel comfortable. Inhaling to center. Inhaling, left hand back, twisting to the left. And exhaling. Inhale to center. Just a nice simple stretch, okay? Let's do a little bit of I am here. So you can either stand up for this one, or you can just put your feet in front of you. I want you to plant your feet firmly on the ground, right? And gently, or with a little power, I want you to stomp your feet a few times, right? Just stomp your feet. I want you to feel the connection to the ground. You are here, right? I am here. I have a right to be here. Feel the connection that you are in this place. That's it. It's very simple. As you're standing, that's why we always say in yoga to ground your feet. I want you to ground yourself yourself to the earth to understand where you are. You're not floating, you know exactly where you are. You are here. Okay? So next I want you to sit tall. I want you to rest your hands on your thighs, palms down, okay? And shoulders back, right? Shoulders nice and back. Right? And I want you to just feel the quiet dignity and the self-possession in this pose, right? This should feel powerful for you. You are in possession of your own life. So anytime that you have a few minutes, don't sit, arching your back like you do at the computer or doing this. I want you to bring your shoulders back, feel your chest expand, your shoulders back. I want you to feel that this is a powerful pose for you, that you are bringing that power back into yourself. These are simple little movements. This is not a big deal. This is not a full yoga class or a Pilates class. What we're trying to do is establish some movements that make you feel good, whatever it is. I know for me, when I've expanded, when I roll my shoulders back, and I ground down to the earth. In yoga, it's usually mountain pose, Tadasana. You feel powerful when you're in that pose, and you're not doing anything except rolling your shoulders back and really grounding your feet into the earth. But that whole mountain visual makes you understand why that pose is so important and so powerful. Even though you're not lifting weights or you're not running, you are, in essence, creating something far more powerful. Okay? So I want you to really carry that practice with you all week, right? And I want you to think about the breath work and the movement. And I want you to create a simple permission mantra, right? It's a short phrase that you can repeat to yourself when you feel yourself waiting for external validation. And it can be really simple, right? It can be simple as I am allowed, or my needs are valid, or I grant myself permission, or let me be me, right? Write it on a sticky note, set it up on your phone as a reminder, use it as a password, let it become this internal echo for you, right? So for me, for the last week, I've just been saying, let me, because honestly, I know, and I don't want any haters here, but I know a lot of people have been going on about this let them book. I'm not a big, I'm more interested in let me. So for me, I just say let me all the time when I want to do something. And that's really letting myself. I'm giving myself permission to do it. And I want you guys to ensure that you do the same thing. So today we did something really radical, right? You stopped looking outside for permission and you began that practice, that beautiful practice of granting it to yourself. And this is the source of true freedom, of authentic power, whatever people want to use. Let them creates peace in the world, with the world, I guess. Let me creates peace with yourself. And you do need both. But I guess why I was frustrated with the other is because people were only looking at that and forgetting about themselves. You need both. So your challenge this week is simply to notice. Notice when you're waiting for permission. That's a really good one. And in one of those small moments, try out your new mantra, right? Simply say to yourself, let me, and see what shifts, right? If you're waiting for somebody to say yes to yourself. And really, it's about taking that courage to open your hearts, which you've done today. So thank you for being so courageous. And I want you to really think about going forward in the week ahead and giving yourself permission to be really magnificent and imperfect and whatever it is, that's completely you.
And that's a wrap for today's Sunday Morning Club session. Feeling inspired? Well, good. Keep riding that wave all week long. And don't forget to join me live every Sunday at 7 a.m. for real-time conversations. So if you miss a session, no worries. Grab the replays, sign up for our next big thing, and get all the juicy details at sunnymornings.club. So thanks for tuning in. Go out there and spark some magic in your life and in your business.